Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I have this unplanned Muji haul. I usually try to post on Tuesdays, but I was on holiday last week, and if you watched my previous video, I explained there that I was going to the Emirates for a week, and initially I planned that I would make a travel vlog about this trip. I mean travel vlog mainly focusing around art and sketching, of course, because this is an art channel, which meant that I was supposed to edit it while I was there and post it on Tuesday, but it didn't happen. I've started doing it, but for some reason I didn't manage to come up with an idea how to better edit this video so it's not too long and too boring to watch. So hopefully this video will be coming next week, but I still didn't want to skip this week on YouTube, and I was thinking what I could film and edit quickly and still post this week and it's still relevant to my trip, and I decided that this week I could do a Muji haul. I was planning to film it and post it anyway, so why not do it this week? Muji is one of my favorite stores. I think it's quite popular these days in general, and I know many people know and love Muji. Muji is not an art store, that's why I couldn't name this video as an art haul, but they have an amazing stationery selection, and I've been using their stationery since my first year of uni. Even though I'm not at uni anymore, I don't need a lot of stationery supplies. I still use it whenever I can, and sometimes I even draw with it. In today's video, I will show you the mix of supplies for more general use like writing, planning and stuff, and some things that I bought specifically for drawing. So let's get into it. This haul features Muji store in the Dubai Mall, which I visited this past Saturday. It's quite large, they have everything in there, they have clothing, home section, storage units and so on. But of course I went there for stationery, and the first and most important thing for me was Muji pens. I think it's one of the most popular and recognized products because these pens are great. I've been using Muji pens for about 8 years now, and they are my favorite pens ever. I really like the simple design of these pens and their thin point. It's 0.38, and I've never, or maybe not never, but very rarely have seen pens with such thin points. Obviously Muji have thicker points like 0.5, 0.7, maybe something else, but 0.38, they are my favorite pens, and I would say they're quite special because you can find a lot of gel pens in 0.5 or 0.7, but 0.38 can be rarely found, I would say. Or maybe in Japan they're quite popular because Muji is a Japanese brand, and as I understand, and if I understand correctly, in Japan you can find a lot of different stationery supplies. Maybe in Japan it's more popular, but in Europe such thin points are not extremely popular. That's why for me they are very unique to Muji. These pens are very inky and very smooth, which makes your writing experience very nice. I know it's just a pen and this is not a magical or unique pen, but I like using these pens. They are genuinely nice and I have a special attachment to these pens, you can say. That's why I bought so many, so they could last for a while. I bought 5 dark blue pens and 7 black pens. Usually, I think in most Muji stores they can come in sets, so you can buy a box of 10 or maybe 12 pens in one box, as far as I remember. But in this particular Muji store, they didn't have an option to buy a set of 0.38 pens. They only had 0.5 pens, and I came specifically for these pens. I guess the reason for that was that they can charge you more if you buy the pens separately, and I honestly, this is just my guess, maybe it's not true, maybe they just ran out of the sets of these particular pens, but I had to pay quite a lot of money for the 12 pens, which makes me think that the reason for that may be because they wanted to charge you more for buying pens separately. And in general, I noticed that the Muji in the Dubai Mall is quite expensive. Even if I compare it to some London Muji stores, I think those ones are just a bit cheaper. But maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it was that I visited London Muji stores a long time ago, and now they are also more expensive than they used to be. The reason why I bought so many Muji pens is because I like writing notes with these pens. I make notes of the lectures I watch on Coursera, and sometimes I even draw with these pens too. So hopefully these pens would last for a while until I manage to get to another Muji store. And since I've touched upon Coursera lectures, it would be logical to mention these notebooks next. I've bought these 2 packs of these lined notebooks for making lecture notes. I frequently watch lectures on Coursera, and I like making notes because this way I remember things better and it helped my overall understanding of the subject. Last year I was watching the Roman architecture course, and I used these notebooks for making my notes. So that's how these notebooks look from the inside. And of course I was using my Muji pens as well. I still have 1 or 2 notebooks left from the previous pack. These 2 were also from the pack that I bought when I was writing my master's dissertation. But yeah, I'm treating them like treasure, and I didn't want to use them up. I know it sounds a bit silly, but now that I have 10 of those, I think in this pack you have 5 notebooks. So yeah, I've used 3 of these, so I believe I still have 2 of those, and now I have 10 more. I can finally start using these notebooks again. I already have a few courses on my waiting list that I want to start watching. I don't think that these notebooks will last for a long time. And pretty much the same setup I was using for my university lectures as well. I didn't used to buy these specific notebooks. I bought smaller notebooks. They were thicker but smaller, like A5, and I used to use this pencil case. I still have all the same supplies here that I used to use at the university. So I have like a marker for signing things, also for Muji. I have a red pen for some special notes, so they will be different from black notes. I have a pink pen as well. That's actually another design that they do. This one is with a cap, and this one is like you just click. I personally prefer these pens because I think they are nicer. This is my highlighter. I think I have another one somewhere else. And I have a ruler as well. I still have my cheat sheet from the French exam. Yeah, it's very old. I think all of these supplies are like 2 years old because I was at uni 2 years ago. The next thing that I also wanted to buy in Muji was their planner. I've had Muji planners before and I loved them. That's why whenever I can, I buy planners from Muji. I think they change the design of their planners every year, and I was really curious what they came up with for this year. They had a few available options. The one that caught my eye was this monthly planner. This layout is my favorite for planners. I'm not a heavy planner user. I don't journal and I don't have a habit of writing something every day. The only thing that is useful for me is these monthly spreads. If I ever buy planners, this section would be the only section that I actually use, and that's why when I saw that Muji have a whole notebook with just this section, I was extremely happy because it means that I don't have to buy a planner and use only 12 spreads in it and then waste the rest of the pages. And this one actually has 32 pages, which means that you can use it for more than 1 year, which is really cool, I think. So this planner could last for more than 2 years, I guess then. They also had the one with weekly spreads where you can write more for each day of the week, but I use Notion on my laptop for that and it's enough for me. I just like to have the whole month, so I usually like to write my deadlines, maybe my appointments and so on. And I like to have this in front of my eyes to visually register all of these things. It's just easier this way for me to understand how busy I am any particular week of the month and so on. I look forward to start using it in January. I don't think there is any point in wasting a spread for December as it's just about like 10 days left. You can write month here, make some notes, and then you just write dates in these squares. You can personalize this planner as you wish, as it suits you, so it's extremely useful. The other two things that I bought that are planning related are these post-it notes. These two are the same thing as the planner that I've just shown, but they are more compact and more spontaneous and on-the-go kind of things. I've owned this previously. I still have a couple of notes left, and that's why I decided to buy some more. So yeah, these are just post-it notes, but with a specific monthly layout. Also, I want to mention that I really like that their week starts with Monday. I don't really like whenever the week starts on Sunday because it's very confusing. I prefer to have weekends at the end of the line. And the second one is for to-do lists, also an extremely useful thing. These are not post-it notes, these are just detachable paper notes. They are not sticky. And they have 40 of them. At the moment, I'm writing my to-do lists in Notion as well, but I thought it would be nice to have one in front of your eyes at all times, so you don't have to open your laptop every time or open this app every time. I think I will just combine these handwritten notes with the Notion app. Then I have this selection of blank notebooks, which I'm planning to use as sketchbooks. I have these two pocket notebooks. These are, I think these are like A6 and there are 48 pages in each, I believe. The pages are very, very thin, so you will not be able to use any watercolor in this sketchbook. It's just for pencils and for pens. I'm planning to use these notebooks as on-the-go notebooks when you can sketch whenever you go somewhere, and you can just take this pen and use it for sketching. It's very simple. Then I have already started using one of these notebooks. It's this one. It looks very similar to the lined notebooks that I showed at the beginning. I've started using this notebook in Dubai. I did a couple of sketches with one of Muji pens, of course. I used the one with blue-black ink to try because it was new for me. This spread I don't particularly like. That's why I prepared some colored paper to cover the sections that I don't like. I will stick them here and then draw something else on top, and this way I can save the page from being destroyed. They have the same thin pages. They are like extremely thin, so you can see your drawing on the other side of the paper. I believe it's called ghosting. So when you can see, it's not bleeding through, but you can still see what you did on the other side of the page. But it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it because it gives your notebook a very used look, used in a good way. So it looks like you're actually using this notebook, and I always like this look of my notebooks and sketchbooks. I'm not trying to keep my notebooks and sketchbooks fresh. It doesn't bother me. I think that the more used your notebook looks, the more character it has to it. Now I actually regret not buying more of this format, because these ones are a lot more useful for me than these smaller ones. I have no idea why I thought to buy 2 of these and just 1 of these. I always work on larger format these days. I know I'm planning to use them for on-the-go sketches, but to be honest, for me, this one is okay for on-the-go too, so it's not a huge problem. But anyway, I only have 1 of these. Maybe I will order somehow online, or maybe I'll go traveling somewhere where they have Muji and I will buy more of those notebooks. And I also have the last one, got a bit damaged while I was traveling back home. It's the same style as these pocket notebooks. It's just a bit bigger. I think it's like A5. It has 184 pages, and it would be a nice notebook if only you could lay it flat, but you can't lay it flat. So it does bother me a lot, actually. I don't know what I'm going to do with this notebook. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, because it's like extremely annoying that you can't lay it flat. Maybe I will use it for notes, or maybe I will somehow, I don't know, make it lay flat. I don't know, it doesn't want to lay flat. It's extremely annoying. I have no idea what I was thinking and why I bought this notebook. This one lays flat perfectly. This is the perfect notebook. I wish I bought 2 or 3 of those rather than just 1 of these. But anyway, I already have it, so I will try to use it for something. And lastly, I have a couple of random things from Muji as well. I have these hairbands. That's not even stationery, so it shouldn't even be in a stationery haul, technically speaking. This mechanical pencil in 0.3. I already have a similar pencil, or not similar, I have the same pencil in 0.5. It's very sturdy and very pleasant to use. It reminds me of Pentel pencils a little bit. Let me see if I have one on my desk. Yeah. Are they actually the same? I think they are the same pencils. Maybe they are even produced together, but just branded differently. This pencil is exactly the same as Graph Gear 500. And I actually have it in 0.3. Okay, I have 2 exact same pencils now. Okay, whatever. This one has Muji and this one is white. I prefer white more, so now I have a pretty pencil. Finally, I have this plastic desk organizer. Another one of great Muji products is their storage containers, desk organizers. They do plastic and the acrylic ones. I own a few of those, which I use to store my paints and sketchbooks. I love them, they are excellent, and I decided to buy a smaller one for my table. I always have some random things lying around on my desk, and they annoy me a little bit, and I've been wanting to buy some kind of an organizer for them for a really long time. This one should be great. I'm going to put my eraser in there, maybe some smaller pencils which always lie around my desk, my stickers that I use for packing orders, and I will just put it on my desk near my pencil and brush holders. That's it for Muji, but I have something else to share with you that I decided to include into this video. There was another stationery store in the Dubai Mall that I wanted to visit, and this store was called like this. It's also a Japanese store. I believe that Japan produces the most amazing and the most unique stationery supplies. And the reason why I wanted to go there was because of Midori notebooks, Midori MD notebooks. Maybe you've heard of them. They are quite famous and special notebooks. They are extremely satisfying to look at and to work with. And I bought one of their B6 Slim MD notebooks in plain as well, because I'm also planning to use it for sketching, planning to use it as a sketchbook, even though their paper is really thin as well. I believe it's the same as in the Muji notebooks. It's not designed for painting, it's not designed for any water media, it's just for pens, for pencils. Maybe it's not even for markers because the paper is extremely thin. I guess maybe it's like 80, 90 GSM. I'm not sure, this is just my feeling. And I bought a cover for this notebook. This is a clear cover because the cover of the notebook itself is also very thin. It's also made of paper. It's soft cover, it's not a hard cover. And I decided that it would be nice to protect the cover with this clear cover. You can also maybe stick something on the cover. It's really nice. I don't want to open it right now. If you are interested in these products, maybe I can dedicate a special video to this notebook and to this cover. Let me know if you are interested in how it looks inside, because I already have one. I haven't used it up yet. I still have a lot of pages left. But if you are curious about this, let me know and I will open it on camera and I will make a separate video about this. And the last thing, or not the last thing, the second to the last thing, is these envelopes. I think they are really cute because they are metallic envelopes. They are very classy. And the reason I bought them is because I'm planning to include them into my orders. Whenever someone buys a painting from me, I include a hand-drawn and a handwritten thank you card. Usually I'll make like a small sketch on a watercolor paper. I'll sketch something very quick, like a street lamp or an architectural element. It will be quick, but I think it's still nice to include something extra into each order because buying a painting is a very special experience. When you buy a painting, you expect something special, you expect something unique and handmade. And that's why I include a thank you note with a quick sketch. And I also include one of these stickers. At the moment I'm using envelopes from Paper Chase. They are also very nice cream colored envelopes. I still have a few left and when they are finished I will use these ones. Unfortunately there are only six of these envelopes. Only 6 lucky people will get their handmade thank you cards in these pretty dark blue metallic envelopes. And the very last thing that I bought is this Blackwing natural pencil. Unfortunately, they didn't sell Blackwing sets, a box of 12 pencils. They only sold pencils separately. They had all of them. They had all the different types. And they even had a special edition 93, I believe, 93. I don't have it here to show you how it looks like, but that's one of the previous year's special edition pencils. My favorite is the natural one because of its extra firm graphite. This is excellent for watercolor drawings when you draw a pencil sketch for a watercolor painting. I've been planning to film a video comparing different Blackwing pencils for ages, and I will make it one day. Maybe in January I will make a comparison of all the Blackwing pencils. But yes, this one is my favorite and I only have maybe 5 or 6 left. That's why I decided to buy one more. And so that's it. I really enjoyed my visit to Muji this time and to the other Japanese stationery store. There were more things that I wanted to buy, of course, but I didn't want to spend too much money there. As I said, the only thing that I actually regret is not buying more of those notebooks. But hopefully next time I will do it. Are any of you Muji fans? Do you have a favorite Muji thing that you think everyone should buy? Please write in the comments if you have any. And of course I hope that this video was entertaining for you and interesting to watch. Maybe you discovered a couple of new things for yourself. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.